this is the industry. The industry is, I believe, the worst industry on the face of the earth. Whereas with the FEI is hiding behind this banner of horses, where the truth of the matter is they are abusing horses, and also it's indiscriminate predation on young girls. There are stewards at the warm-up arenas that are supposed to watch that everything is copacetic. Everybody turns a blind eye. At one point, going to the Olympics was a wonderful dream of many individuals in various sports and so on. But to do it in this dressage thing, you have to join this disgusting club. Otherwise, you will never be allowed in the door. Never. I have lost complete faith in the horse community. I have. To me, they're spineless cowards. They really are.
The scientists at Live Pet are hard at work solving our cancer epidemic. They have the most promising cancer trials going on now with pet clinics around the country that I have ever seen. You can see the promising cancer research and trials going on some of the past shows that I've done. The links are below. While working with C60 and other ingredients, these talented scientists developed a hair growth serum that really works. They sat on it for years. After all, cancer is their focus. But they now realize how much the profits from this product could really help their cancer research. So the C360 hair growth product was launched. C360 hair growth is specifically designed to revive your hair growth by targeting hair follicles and restarting your hair growth cycle. C60, the active ingredient in C360 hair growth, reactivates hair follicles that have stalled due to hereditary hair loss, physical conditions, or environmental factors that may affect follicle production. You will begin to see visible results using C360 hair growth within 3 to 6 weeks. Buy today knowing that your future hair growth will help fund very promising cancer research. See more at the link below.
Well, and you've also uncovered that trainers, this culture has downgraded. It's been all, not only do they abuse horses now, but they're also taking advantage of these young girls getting into wanting to be Olympians, and they're being sexually abused in the process. Can you explain what you've been learning and what's going on?
Well, I can give you the most recent example, but this is something that's been going on. This is the industry. The industry is, I believe, the worst industry on the face of the earth, and that includes ISIS. With ISIS, at least we know who they are. We also know who created them. But with them, we know who they are. Whereas with the FEI is hiding behind this banner of horses, where the truth of the matter is they are abusing horses, and also it's indiscriminate predation on young girls. There's a man just very recently, Cesar Parra from Colombia. He lives in USA, and him, just like many other trainers, they get the young girls from all over the world to go train with them. And so then, of course, they're told, oh, yes, I'm going to take you to the Olympic Games and so on. And it's all to take them to bed. I have text messages from Cesar Parra to one of the girls. I mean, and the girl is telling him to stop, and he just continues onward. What is very, very, very troubling with all of this is there is the organization called Safe Sport in Colorado. Myself and others have given countless photos, videos of horse abuse, plus these text messages. And Safe Sport is supposed to be protecting people, keeping them anonymous. and they have not done a damn thing regarding this. And why is it that I happen to have all around me all these photos or text messages and photos of horses being abused, and these organizations don't do a damn thing? And my belief is that it's the political end of it.
There's a lot of money to be made.
A tremendous amount of money that we're talking about all the way around. And so then people do remain silent. They do. Vets remain silent. Vets that are fully aware of what has taken place. Recently, the Dutch team vet, he left the Dutch team because he was so sick and tired of what was taking place and with the horses. And he had been the team vet for quite a while. Also, the vet for Blue Horse, which is one of the biggest establishments in the world, their vet recently left. This is an awful situation all the way around. Judges. There's a wonderful judge by the name of Leif Tornblad. His wife, Angreta Jensen, she rode in the Olympics, Olympic winner. He spoke out. He was being so diplomatic in an interview. He referred to what has taken place as a bit of tension. And he was instantly suspended by the FEI.
Oh, wow.
Instantly. Yeah.
Just for saying a bit of tension. Can I ask
you? Elaborate.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, keep going. Explain. He what?
And so he did elaborate a little bit more, but I kid you not. I have, Sarah, I mean, I have all around me the various articles and links, and even that particular write-up in the magazine. But essentially, what he referred to, this disgusting, barbaric thing that we have been witnessing now for 20 years, and he referred to it as tension. And for that, he was automatically suspended. And that's an Olympic judge.
Jeez. How much of the abuse of these girls do you think, is it rampant as well? Trainers?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And is anybody researching it or looking into it? Or the girls complained?
Well, the organization that I mentioned to you, Safe Sport, was one.
They're ignoring it.
But you know, I'll tell you, Sarah, this is so disgustingly bad. I'll give you two examples that went to court revolving the horses. One is Lanneke Engels. She was a world-famous model from Holland. She could not, she was at the height of her career, so she would not see her horse all that often. She went to see him and went to give the horse some treats and saw the horse was spitting out his food. She was paying an exorbitant monthly bill for the training of the horse. They took x-rays of the horse's mouth, fractured jaw, where, I mean, it was, the jaw was decimated to a couple of, it was practically completely broken in half. Practically. I have photographs of it. The holes in the horse's mouth are the size of not quite a golf ball, marbles, large marbles, you could say. Another person that I know, Trudy Miranda from USA. And again, this same fella, Cesar Para, he had the horse within 2 minutes. 2 minutes of this so-called training, the horse flipped and ended up permanently neurologically damaged. Blood all over the walls. They're hosing the blood off of the walls before the authorities show up. But here's what happened in both cases. They went to court. And in Trudy's case, the judge would not allow videos or photographs because Cesar Para had already suffered too much mental anguish.
Oh, my gosh.
In Lanneke's horse, a horse with a busted mouth, holes in its mouth, she lost the court case in Holland.
Oh my gosh.
Do
you have videos or pictures? Do you have videos or pictures of that?
Lots of photos. I mean, a horse's neck and head is completely tied down to the chest. The horse went into a panic. He had never experienced something like this. He went into a panic. He went straight up in the air and flipped over. And so this is why with the young horses, they are first tortured this way in the stall, left in the stall like this. So they learn to tolerate and be kept in this position for indefinite period of time. So then when it's time to start to rot, yeah, this is disgusting.
Do you think that you've been targeted for death threats because of you exposing the girls that are being physically abused and sexually abused? Or do you think it's
everything? For everything.
Okay.
For
did
everything.
It start? Did it start more when you started exposing the sexual abuse, or has it?
No.
It started right.
This began very, very early on.
Okay.
Even the sheikhs, the sheikhs were contacting me as the craziest stuff. They had my head in a noose.
What do you mean they had your head in a noose? What do you mean?
In a noose, yeah.
I don't understand. What?
It was.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
What do you mean they had your head in a noose?
It was in photographs, and first they showed. They were inviting me to Dubai. For a while, they were trying to entice me to go to Dubai and offer me all sorts of things. And then I kind of kept on playing along with a conversation for over a month or so with different people from Dubai and other countries there in the Middle East. But I knew that they were all close friends with the Sheikh, Sheikh Al Maktoum, the ruler of Dubai. And so then photographs started to come in. First, there was, nice, attractive ladies. And then this wonderful food. And then the next thing was a noose. And the next thing was my head.
And this wasn't a photo. Was it a picture? Like they took a picture of you and put a noose around it, or?
No, there were different photos. They had my photos. I have photos in my Facebook. And so the noose, they took the noose from who knows where. And the food was food, and attractive ladies. You can find them anywhere. So I laughed pretty hard about it. But I've been in court also, Sarah. I've been in court 3 times over this. They tried to throw me out of the country here in Sweden when I first started to speak out, because Sweden's top rider, Patrick Kittel, is another scoundrel. Videos of him, the horse's tongue is hanging out of its mouth. There are stewards at the warm-up arenas that are supposed to watch that everything is copacetic. Everybody turns a blind eye. And so that happened in 2009, I believe it was. But as the years went by, there's more photos and so on of him. But when I started to speak out against Patrick Kittel, the dressage community went against me. And then I found myself in court with the immigration office. They were trying to throw me out of the country. The 5 judges, I told them, look, this is what I'm doing. I have a company here. And they went to recess. They came back within 5 minutes, and they said, well, we like you very much, Hector. What would you think if we give you a permanent residency? I was not asking for anything. And I had a lawyer next to me. I said, well, did I understand them correctly? Because, yeah, they're asking if you want to remain here as a permanent resident. And so the Swedish court system has been wonderful to me. I've been in court another time with his name is, he's criminal, this guy. Both are criminal. There's lots of criminals in this court. But this is Andreas Hegstrand from Denmark, and Bjarke Lausen from Sweden. And so Andreas, he decided not to go to court. And Bjarke claimed, that they don't speak much. But in my folders I had where they had just made a huge horse sale to a trainer that I know in USA. But here, again, in that case, again, with the judges, they listen to what I'm saying, and so the judicial system here in Sweden has really been outstanding, and I'm very, very pleased with it, because they actually do the right things. Whereas in USA with Trudy Miranda, or in Holland with Lanneke Engels, certainly that was not the case, and that was not the case because of the amount of money that's in this whole system, and that money gets passed around to judges in human courts.
Can you tell me who's involved in this? What kind of people we have?
Mafia mentality. This is complete 100% mafia mentality. They do not give a damn about anything except for themselves. If you are in the way, you will. You will, number one, we used to have many wonderful riders, Sarah, and all of them, they sold their souls and decided to go into this type of training to cover for the real barbaric ones. And so we used to have a lot of wonderful riders, but not anymore. Not anymore. There's less than a handful. Everybody else has gotten involved in this, and the reason being is because it is huge business. It's a huge business.
And it's just corrupt
so they
thoroughly.
Don't give a
They're just icky people. They're just icky. It's the type of people. They just don't care about anybody. They want to make money. They abuse the horses. They abuse women. They don't care. It's just that mentality of gross people that need to be now. Are these the real wealthy, or are they just? I mean, who are we talking about?
They are. They've their monies various ways. But they're extremely wealthy. To be involved in this sport and to be involved at a high level, you do need a large bankroll nowadays. This was never the case before, and so then it's become the money has taken over the horse really completely, and so then we have these big gala events where everything is you pay exorbitant prices for anything and everything. Whether it's the price of horses or whether it's for your vet, everything, it costs tremendous amounts of money. And if you have any ambition, at one point, going to the Olympics was a wonderful dream of many individuals in various sports and so on. But to do it in this dressage thing, you have to join this disgusting club. Otherwise, you will never be allowed in the door. Never.
Where can people learn more about you and this cause?
I do have two Facebook pages. One which deals exclusive. Well, I shouldn't. It's not exclusive, and it used to be exclusively with the horses. But I'm very involved also with Julian Assange, his mom, and we're trying to do what we can to provide Julian his deserved freedom. This man, he's done nothing except for expose what this world is all about. And this story right here is the same type of story. And where this story, you see, Sarah, everybody, I know how people react to animal abuse. Everybody that has, except for the psychopaths, when they hear about animal abuse, people do get upset. So I do have a plan laid out, and talking to somebody like you, I really appreciate, where this story starts to get out to the non-horse people of the world. And then from there, There's going to be some articles being written. A lovely gal, Ekaterina, who's a independent political journalist, and boy, she's a whip. She's fantastic, and so then she's working on a number of articles on this, and so my whole idea really is to start to get the bring this to the awareness of non-horse people around the world, and then at the Olympics, I've already spoken with the Olympic Committee. I've already spoken with the Coca-Colas, all the big sponsors. And then I plan on having a large boycott of Coca-Cola. People will boycott for 3 weeks, I think, Coca-Cola. But it's not going to, it will not look good if they are supporting horse abuse. It does not look good for the Olympic Committee that they are, so this is blatant horse abuse. Now, this is not just my opinion. This is the opinion of the top vets in the world. The research, I have a folder that's about this thick with research. I do have 25 folders of material. And so as far as reaching me, I am on Facebook. I do have 2 pages there, and then on Twitter, I can be found at Hector Carmona 57 on Twitter. Facebook is my name, Hector Carmona. Where else? I do have a petition, which I would like to leave you with
Absolutely.
a link for your.
Yep.
Yes, and because what we need, Sarah, we need signature. I've been blackballed by the entire dressage community all over the world. People, and the reason being is, you see, this involves every single country. And
you've managed to make everybody mad. Every country. Good for you.
And so I have lost complete faith in the horse community. I have. To me, they're spineless cowards. They really are.
I would think that this is a case. This is something that maybe you can get some regular media to pay attention to too, because it's not. This is what
Sarah. I'm still sometimes naive, but I was more naive a couple of years ago. I did very, very similar to what I'm attempting in the Olympics and at the European Championships, and then they were held in Denmark. I took the largest the animal rights group with me, the best newspaper in Denmark, and the journalist wrote a beautiful piece. But the story is so big that nobody else wanted to touch it.
There's too much money behind it.
None of the horse magazines wants to touch it.
It's too much money behind it.
There is a Euro Dressage is a very big publication online and so on. And the editor, Astrid Appels, she is a good lady, but she was threatened with a lawsuit. And so ever since that they dropped the lawsuit, nothing came of it, but she no longer dares speak of this. Nobody does. Nobody.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, and there's probably too many heads of state, too many people who are in powerful positions, and too much money.
I try like crazy with BBC myself, and Gerd Huysman, he's one of the top vets. We were speaking with BBC on the phone. I was at the UK BBC. They were supposed to. We were supposed to meet with them that very day. Canceled that very day. It's a joke.
I'm so sorry. That's the story I hear.
Yeah, the same thing in USA. I spent so much time on the phone, which would cost money. I live in Sweden, and I ended up I had to shut down my company because of this, because after they tried to throw me out of the country, which did not work, and then the next rumor that they spread is that I was a child molester, and so I had no work in Sweden.
Oh, yeah, great.
And then what? You know who told me this?
That's what they do.
She's a judge in the Helsingborg court system. She's involved with horses. She's a terrific lady. She said, okay, this is what she had heard. Now what they're saying is that I'm a child molester. Yeah, and so then I ended up on welfare, Sarah. And so
I'm sorry.
no, I'm lucky I live in Sweden. And in Sweden, they all know me. At the offices, they know that I'm involved in this. And when I go out, and if I make extra money, I have given them some of the money. But they know that my phone bill sometimes goes through the roof. They've been really fantastic here in Sweden. The social offices and the court system, at least they were willing to listen and give thought to what has taken place, and so they've been extremely supportive. And this includes the police. I had myself arrested over this. Because the thing was getting so crazy after my car was blown up, and then I made a threatening phone call to this Bjarke idiot, telling him that I was coming down the chimney on my new helicopter since my car was blown up, and said a lot of choice words. And so the police came, and I got myself arrested, just so this would also be on record. At that time, I wanted everything at that time that's taking place to be within the court system, the Swedish court system, which it is. And then once I went to court, then I explained the whole scenario, and so I'm doing what I'm doing.
Oh God, what a story! Okay, tell us your website again.
I don't even have a webpage. Is the truth of it, but I do have. I will give you here, Sarah. The petition is Hector Carmona, Global Horse Abuse by FEI, Spanish Riding School, and Sexual Predations. It's a change.org petition. And so again, it's Hector Carmona, Global Horse Abuse by FEI, Spanish Riding School. I can put this. Should I do this on the Skype? Yes.
No. Just email it to me. I'll add it in. Don't worry about it.
There we go. Super duper.
And then will you stay after for my Patreons?
Oh, of course. Let me get back to you on the large screen.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for this interview.
Oh, thank
and what you're doing.
All right. You're providing a big help. Appreciate you having me on your show. And also I'm a big fan of your show.
Thank you.
And so I had a friend who also enjoys watching you, and because I've been a subscriber to you for over 2 years, but you know how it is with the YouTube, the subscription, all of a sudden I could not find you, and I'm so busy with what I'm doing. And then this friend said, "Oh, have you ever spoken with Sarah?" I said, "Sarah, I know her." And so that's when I then decided to send you a message. And so I appreciate you having me on.
It's a good reminder to make sure that people periodically look to make sure they're subscribed and click the bell, because otherwise you're going to get unsubscribed.
Absolutely.
But okay, well, thank you.
Absolutely. And
stick around.
myself also, I've been banned from Facebook, and I mean, this is crazy stuff. What's going on?
It is
crazy.
Okay.
I've been reinstated, but it's. Yeah, it is what it is.
Stick around. Hold on.
With the world being so crazy, I have 2 great gift ideas to help you and your family stay safe. First, the Shockwave Torch. This tiny tool drops a 260-pound thug in 2 seconds. It packs so much power in such a small package, it's scary. Thank God it's got a safety on it. If you want to stay safe in a dangerous world, I promise the Shockwave Torch will help. You can also get, as an additional item, this combo pack. It's an ultra-powerful police-grade 18% pepper spray with an ultra-discreet 3 million volt stun gun. I am getting these for every one of the women in my family. I believe we should all be carrying this for self-defense. And with gun laws becoming stricter than ever, what a great option for women in your family or even men in your family to be safe. With purchase of any other item, you can get this for only $29. So click the links below to find out more information.